Good morning. So it's still going to be a nice sunny day, but there's quite a breeze and it's overcast first thing this morning. So I'm here in the chuck area, and as you can see, the nettles and the thistles are going absolutely wild. So I've got a few jobs I need to do in here today with the chickens. Good girl. I need to chop down some of these nettles. So shorts probably weren't the most sensible of ideas, but I've got secateurs, gloves and some shears. I also need, they have some perches here. This door's now open so they can free range because flock down is over and has been for a while, and they're loving it. So I need to rake out some of the poop in there, and then in their nest box I want to, it's coming into the time of year where it gets warmer and we need to be careful for the redmite, so I prefer to prevent rather than wait until they've got it. So I will be putting plenty of diatomaceous earth through their bedding. So that's what I'm going to get up to today, and I thought it's a while since I've shown you the chickens, so hopefully we'll get some nice footage of them for you today as well. Look at these beautiful eggs. Thank you, ladies. So I'm going to pop those to one side because otherwise I'm likely to break them, and then I'm going to push on. So I've done a good chop and drop of the nettles kind of in this area. The ones that you may not be able to see now actually, but towards the back, they're so tall and so dense. I think it's going to be a case of getting the strimmer out. So I'm actually going to leave that for another day, but I've got this half clear. What I want to focus on now is raking out the bottom of this area and then cleaning out that nest box and getting the diatomaceous earth in. So I'm just going to move a few bits and pieces, get this raked into a tub. It'll be great to go on the compost heaps, lovely nutrition for the garden. So yeah, you know, these chickens are pretty much the only animals on the farm that give us something back. So we get eggs and we get poop. To be fair, the horses give us lots of poop as well. And if I could be bothered going around clearing up after the sheep, we'd have sheep poop, but I think that would be taking it to extreme. So I have a rake, and I'm just going to move a few bits and bobs. Hello, beautiful girl. Let's move your feeder out the way. Should just put it up there out the way, darling. Right, you've got apple in here that you've not eaten. Better. So now they've got a nice clean area here. I've put their food back down. They've got their perches if they need them, and then their water, if I just carefully move you around, is just down here, and I've filled that up already. So let's go round and sort their nest box area out. So this area, let me get down here so you can see me. Oh, only just. I've already cleaned it out. They're very noisy this morning. I hope you can hear me above the crazy clucking. It's pretty clean because I've only just yesterday cleaned it out. Hello, yes, can I help you? They're clearly trying to tell us something, but who knows what it could be. So I like to think I speak chicken, but sometimes they baffle me. So what I want to do now is get the diatomaceous earth and mix it through their bedding and make sure there's plenty of it in there, because it really helps to prevent those red mites. So if you haven't used diatomaceous earth before, it's just a lovely white fluffy powder, and it can be used for all sorts around the garden and also here on the farm, or if you've got chickens. So I'm just going to chuck some about and then mix it in, and it's perfectly safe. Now this is a little bit of a do as I say, not as I do video. Really, you should wear a mask and probably gloves. It's not so bad on your hands unless you've got sensitive skin, but you have to be careful not to breathe it in. I'm simply going to hold my breath while I tumble the straw around, but ideally you should wear a mask. And I'm also going, I'm covered in the stuff, it's also all over the camera. I will scatter some about in here, and it's really useful if you've got chickens, if you've got little areas where you know they go and have a dust bath. If you put lots of diatomaceous earth in, when they go for that dust bath, they'll put it through their feathers, and that helps as well. So how it works is it's microscopically quite sharp, and it damages the mites and it kills them basically, and it's a lovely, safe, organic way. It's a totally natural and organic product, so it's a great way to help treat mites. I believe it's also good as a slug repellent or a slug killer repellent. I'm not sure, I suppose it does a bit of both. Anywho, we're not talking about slugs today, we're talking about chickens. So let's get a bit of this scattered about. So that's pretty much all of this area, the nettles and tall weeds chopped and dropped. As I say, the ones at the back there under the apple and damson trees. So all I need to do now is tidy away my bits and pieces, and I will get the strimmer out on another day and do that back area. But I've made a good start on it, and the most important thing is those chickens are now unlikely to get red mites. So drop me a comment below if you're a chicken keeper. What is it that you do? Do you use diatomaceous earth? Do you use anything else? How do you avoid red mite? If you're considering keeping chickens and you haven't had some before, what I can highly recommend is, instead of having wood, is to have these lovely new plastic chicken houses, and it would be metal or plastic rather than wood, because the mites will live in the crevices of the wood. And if you don't have wood, you are far less likely to have a problem. But as we'd already set this up, I just, as I say, use preventative methods to keep the red mite at bay.